How you guys doing? It's Pierce Tony at TNT Lawn Care. I'm just out early morning. Um, just wanted to talk a little bit about the GIE Expo. I was in my truck trying to look at some paperwork. So I'm gonna head on down here to this GIE Expo. It actually starts today. This is the Wednesday portion of it, and I actually was gonna go like on Thursday. I like Friday, but I guess I'll go Thursday or Friday. Yeah, Thursday. Maybe I might go both days, but I do definitely got to get down there. You have to get down there because it's just so much to see. You got so much, to see down there. And you get into places. You go into the X Mark, exhibit. You can go to the Snapper exhibit. You can go to, hey, man, these bees. See these bees? I don't like these bees. I come out here in the morning, man, load my truck, and the bees just chase me all over the place. What are you chasing me for? What? No, I'm not even cutting any grass, man. My truck's not even loaded. The bees already chasing me. So but you can go down there and you see all these, these different things, man. These different, you know, um, exhibits like the X Mark. Then you got Snapper, and Snapper had a deal last year, man. You could get 2 sit-down 0 turns for shoot. The price was coming up less than $5,000. So I was like, wow, like, you know, I got to get down here, man. It's just so much stuff and it's things you can learn. They have classes, they have all kinds of different things that you could benefit from, and all kinds of different landscape ideas, all kinds of softscape ideas, different kinds of new trimmers. They have new kinds of blowers. They have, every time they come out with something new, and they try to all the time. So they come out with something new, then they exhibit it, and put it on display, and you can use it. You kind of play with it a little bit, man, mess around with it a little bit, and it's fun, man. You have to go because it can change the way direction you take in your lawn care. It can change it, man. It'll change it, take you to another direction to where you're making some serious money, man. You're waking up in the morning, you're loading your truck, you're putting everything on, man, and these ideas that they can come up with, man, it can help you from making, going from making $200 or $300 a day to making 600, 700, 800,000, 12, $1,500, a day. If you're making small time money, you know, uh, this show can help you. Teach you all kinds of little things like this. Everybody right now, you guys in lawn care, whatever you're doing, man, you're supposed to do your weed feed. If you haven't already did it, you gotta do your weed feed. Get that stuff down, man. Tell your customers, man, I got weed and feed. I'm ready to go ahead and lay your weed feed down. You're gonna need it. You gotta tell them why. Tell them why they need the weed feed, because you need that on their grass, man. You need to fertilize your customers' yards, man. Don't do it for free, but you gotta sell the idea, because that's a nice portion of your whole your yearly salary. That's a hunk of change, man. You gotta get that money. You gotta get that. You can't just not get that money. And so I don't know if my customers, let me do it or not. I just take my whole list of customers, and all I do, man, I just take and write down, like, okay, I'm using the Scots, fall weed and feed. It's got the winter guard in it. And this is the best stuff, man. This stuff right here is top of the line. You use this, or whatever you use. You use whatever you want to use, but you sell it. This is some good stuff. This will help your yard, and you just explain what the package says on the weed feed. But you really need to know. I'm just saying, for you guys that don't know what the weed feed does, or don't know what the fertilizer. I mean, you young guys, you new guys. But if you understand what it means, if you don't understand, you read the pack. But you should understand what it means. You should study on it. You should research and stuff, and then you can sell it, because you can explain exactly what it'll do, and you'll be telling the truth. You know what I mean? And you tell them that, and you put that stuff down in there, and you just tell them, like, for a standard size yard, you charge $70. You get your bag, man, for about $40, $45. Sometimes it might cost $50. You get that bag of weed and feed, and you tell them $70. You get a standard size yard front and back, and you put that stuff down in both of those yards for $70, you've made you $140. And you only spent 50, 60. You know, if you had to spend 70, you made a profit. You know what I mean? You doubled your money. You can't not do weed and feed. Make sure you let every customer know that you have plenty of weed feed. You're gonna drop it down, and it costs us $70 for a standard size yard. If you get up to be more than that, you know, many more yards than that. Larger than that. If it's larger than that, yeah, you better go about $100, 150. You know, tell them you charge 150, but I give it to you for one. Just give me $100 for it. I'll drop it for you. You know, see, you made your money back. That's how I do it all the time. I probably made, you know, and just this season, you know, alone, or you know, any given season, you know, when I do the weed feed, like last season, I think that was record last season. I just asked all my customers. I ended up making like nearly $2,000, you know, in just like a day or two. And I just had to do all those weed and feeds. And I just spent all day just doing weed and feeds. Made, man, almost $2,000, man. It was like 18 and some change. 18, you know, I made some money, man. And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. So I'm just now really doing it, but I'm actually running kind of late on mine, but I'm getting it done. I just wanted to share a little bit of that, and you know, get your weed feeds in, man. You gotta do that. You wouldn't realize that's some money. Look, my yard looks terrible. How come the lawn man's yard doesn't look that good? It's okay, but you see my yard? Let me turn it around. Look at my yard. You can tell I don't use the weed feed. I don't care anything about any weed feed. I don't care. Look at my grass. I have clover, sticks, weeds. Yeah, I could just take, you know, the weed feed, just put it down in my yard. I got plenty of it. I just don't. You say, well, why don't you do your own yard? I don't know. Just don't have any time. Don't care. You know, I really don't care. I have a friend of mine, and he does lawn care with me. And me and him discussed doing work in, you know, each other's yard. At least I know for sure I wanted him to, you know, come in my yard and do some aeration. Oh, it's that season too, aeration. You can just rent those. You can just go to the store and rent your aeration machine and charge $100 for aeration. Just standard yard, man. Just say, give me $100. You know, and then people will do it. If you can explain why, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing about this lawn care. I love this because you can just explain why. You know, if your customers love you, you know, if you have a good, you know, communication with them, and they trust you, and you do a really, really good job, you just tell them what you're gonna do. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. You introduce new ideas for their yard, because remember, you're the steward of that job. You're the steward of their yard. It's up to you. It's because of you that their yard is gonna look good or bad. Anything that's gonna make my customer's yard look bad, I'm gonna fix it. So I have a lot of friends do lawn care. You know, well, no, I can't do them weeds over there. That's too many weeds. I can't. Listen, people that's gonna be coming by and riding past, they wanna know who did their yard. If you make it look real good, go and knock them weeds down. Make that yard look real good. Don't forget, your customer won't forget about that. Your customers won't forget. And they'll remember you for that. And when you need some extra work, a little bit of extra money, you tell them, like, listen, I'm gonna cut all your bushes, and I'm gonna do all this stuff back over in here, and also I'm gonna do that. And they say, well, just go ahead, just send me an invoice, or just tell me how much I owe you. And they'll do that because they care about you, you know. And you can offer them new jobs and things like that. You can offer them something new that you learn. You know, you pick up, maybe you pick up on a little bit of hardscape, and you can build a retaining wall and things like that. You can create yourself a job in their yard, and that person say, well, you know what, I like that. Can you build a retaining wall? Yes, I can. I just learned how. If you just trust me, you know, let me go ahead and do it, and I'll give you a discount, you know. You know, you do that, and they let you, you know, practice in their yard. You know what I mean? Then you can learn that and use it for your job, you know, other places. Well, I gotta get out of here now because I gotta go pick up some money from somebody, and I need all the money I can get, you know, I can get before I take this little trip down here. I really don't want to drive my truck, but I think I'm gonna drive my lawn truck. So But I guess guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. All right, guys. God bless you and be encouraged, and I'm out.